So welcome back guys, today we're here to discuss situations where you can easily set up counter hits for Feng Wei. This video is more towards people that play Feng not so long or are not so familiar with the character or just are stuck in like red ranks to purple ranks and try to rank up a little bit more. So I will show you some things that you can use versus impatient opponents. This is not for decent Fangs because they already know how to harass people and set up counter hits and make them press buttons when they really shouldn't. I suck at back twos, man. So the first situation is regarding down back 1 and how do we set it up. Down back 1 has a lot of different extensions. And the first one I'm showing you is down back 1 into back. If you do this a lot on block into nothing, the opponent will start to feel comfortable in this situation and will open himself up to get counter hitted by the delayed version of down back 1-2. Even if he blocks it. And then, what? You can you can actually interrupt this. That is crazy. Of course, I delayed it. I'm stupid. And in that situation where you did a lot of down back 1 into back, the opponent at a certain time will start to chase you down because the auto block is not as reliable as it was before. So you're kind of vulnerable here. So then is the situation to start to incorporate the delay, which I cannot hit because I'm pressing 2 quick buttons for free shoulder. Very easy mind game, and combined with the down back 1-4 not too obvious uses at the wall, it gives a good package. The next one is one of the most famous ones and it's down 4 on hit. Down 4 on hit is a low that is only -11 and it's 0 on hit. So what means 0? That means if I jab, it trades with the back 1 and I score a counter hit. And if he does something slower, my back 1 gives me a free shoulder. If it trades, it gives you a free shoulder as well. But most people use a little bit slower moves because you have an extension that you can also use to wall splat. So this for me is like I do this in the neutral a lot. Like really a lot because it's really safe if I don't need the high crush, of course, because it doesn't high crush. But then all of a sudden, if I'm at the wall, of course not against high level opponents, I just finish the string to score a wall splat and do some damage. And on counter hit, this is actually guaranteed. So if I hit down 4 on counter hit, then the 1+2 extension is guaranteed and gives me a wall splat. So the next one is, I think, the most famous one. Down forward 1 on block into back 1. This cannot be overstated. It's one of the integral tools from him. His down forward 1 in general is very, very good. Keep in mind though, as I said in one of my videos, at tip range this is dangerous. And also down forward 1 into down forward 1 is very good to fish for counter hits against impatient opponents. Which leads to a very good situation. If you didn't know, I made a video about it. You can watch it. No one watched it. No one. Everyone knew about the situation already. The next one is very good against the wall and it's up forward 3 into back 1. Up forward 3 is only -2 and it looks way more minus. Is a low crushing mid that is actually very useless. But in this situation it's very useful because if I do a down forward 1 or a down forward 2 or anything, I get counter hit. The only thing that I can do is jab. And most people don't know this because it's a very awkward move that you don't see a lot. And at this state, back 1 even tracks to one side, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Sorry, no one wants to see shitty knee combos. The next one we're gonna talk about is Sidestep 1+2. Also a very, very famous one and one of my favorites. If you can harass someone with Sidestep 1+2, like if they block this the first time, they mostly don't know that you're +1 actually. So it's very, very good at the wall for a back 1 counter hit fish. And after that, after you did this the first time, they will start to respect you. And then you can actually work with +1 as it's +3 and start using down for 1 where you really shouldn't. And harass them with more pokes. And I really like down forward 1 or back 4 afterwards to keep them in check and keep them honest on their toes. The next one is a very, very obvious one, which really is only used for ranked battle, but it's the situation after down 2. Down 2 itself is a very good counter tool, and every time when you expect someone to jab and you lightly minus, like so for instance after up forward 3, you can also use down 2 to crush them. But the situation itself is only -1 on block, so while standing 4 is a good counter hit setup, and I showed you in a video that after while standing 4 on block you can do the Sabaki parry, and when you get down forward while standing 4 on counter hit you get the bounce back situation where you can roll dash into sidestep into a mix up, for instance. So this only works against very, very low level players that don't know how to deal with this. But when they start to respect you is where you can actually start to implement shit like this. And then you're still -1 and you can still use while standing 4. And then, no, don't do this please, because it's -14. Then you can start to use while standing 1. If they start to backdash out of it and respect it, then you can chase them down if they try to backdash. But be aware, if they sidestep, you really have to pick your spot, because most things from this while standing game is duckable, so then you have to crouch cancel back 4, which I can't do, to cover down the sidestep. Cover down? No, only cover, I think. Sorry, my English in the video gets very weak sometimes. The next one is a classic one, down back 3, which is also only abusable in lower ranks or when you really harass someone with down back 3. Down back 3 leaves you in full crouch, so depending on the side they're playing on, they cannot step while standing 4, which leads them to be thinking, okay, I have to press buttons, but then you get your counter hit and afterwards your punch parry again, and it applies the same situation like before. When you get them to respect it, you can start to while standing 1 them for covering their backdash, or you can even do this if you're super generous, if you're super gangster and they want to jab, which they don't. But then you can actually start using this to really annoy them, and this also on counter hit spikes them to the ground, so a very, very nice situation for yourself. But before you can utilize all of that, make them afraid of pressing buttons after down back 3 on hit. The next one is one that everyone should incorporate into their game plan, one of his best pressuring tools. It is quarter circle. Sorry. Quarter circle 1+2. The headbutt, which is +4 on block and leaves them crouched. So again, they can only step to one direction. And down for 1 and back 4 are very, very good options to either score a counter hit down for 1 here, or a back 1 counter hit if they press. If they step, you use back 4 to stretch them down. And if they backdash, you can either use while standing 1 or down for 4 to cover those options. But most people respect it, and on hits it is actually +8 and forces crouch, so then you can really do whatever you want. Throwing is a very, very good option here. The next one is a little bit gimmicky, but useful in the open, but not at the wall actually. Down for 4 is actually -5 on block, but leaves the opponent very, very far away if blocked at max range. So if they try to down for 1 you afterwards or down for 2 you, back 1 will actually counter hit them, and jabs won't reach. So after this on block, you can actually do back 1 very reliably to stop retaliation. Only if they do a... What? That wasn't a counter hit? Wait a second. Oh my god. Tekken bug report. What the fuck is wrong with Lee's down 3? I love this character, but he has so many issues. So that's some very, very easy counter hit setups if you want to rank up Feng. Most of them are very, very reliable in rank match, but in higher level of play, they will start to get less and less effective because people will know how to defend and know when to press buttons and when they shouldn't. So I hope that helped you. Please leave me a feedback what you want to see otherwise from Feng Wei, and if you want to see my crazy Li Chaobang, the best character in the game, in dropping combos.